Let's see here. Let's see here who is present. Hello, everyone. Will there be anybody? Diddloo, diddloo, doo-doo. Hey, man, how's it going? Voice is not 100%. We'll see how long I'll last. Having a lot of voice problems. Thanks a lot for stopping by, you man. I was going to say you guys. It's still not enough people here yet. Pretty slow. The channel is slow. Hackers rolling down the numbers, but same old. But you guys all and gals all come back for the support. So I can't thank you all enough. From the UK, Ben P. How's it going, man? F Donkey, hello. Keeping my voice low. I won't last the hour probably. Donnie C. How's it going, guys? Zombie. Nice videos, man. Zombie. Awesome, bro. Knowledge 2022. You guys and gals have a lot of videos that obviously I have no time to go see all the time. But when I do venture onto one of your channels, like Christopher Rollins, well, I get it in the notifications for whatever the reason. I do get notifications sometimes, and sometimes I don't from your channels. I don't know. Tony Brooks, how's it going, man? See, I have the habit of wanting to scream when I come on here, and I shouldn't. Luis or Luis Villa, hello, Miami in the house. Awesome state, as always. Sorry for all the Quebecers that are down there. Probably quite a few. Probably about half now. A lot of people from Quebec go down to Florida. Miami, even better, even deeper. I think a couple hours past Florida. I'd gone to Florida and I experienced the difference of the heat going down to Miami, but many years ago, like many years ago. Probably all different now. I imagine you still all have palm trees. Thanks a lot, Donnie C. Appreciate that, brother. Jackie McIntosh, hello from Tennessee. Thank you very much for being here. How are you guys all doing down in Tennessee? Watching the battles of the weather battles that everyone's going through. And we hear a lot about even Tennessee, floodings, earthquakes, and a whole bunch of things. More tornadoes, I guess. Michael Logan, how's it going? What a pleasure to be here. Thank you for everything you do and sharing the truth. Thank you so much, Michael. I love you for it, man. I appreciate that. Craig, 1971, how's it going, man? Yeah, I've had a good week, but the voice is not up to par. I've always had problems with my voice, even younger. And sometimes even singing, I have to go many months without even being able to sing because it takes away my voice. I guess I don't sing loud enough. I am always screaming in a microphone, but it doesn't help. It's that I did like 4 hours of streaming last week, and I guess the voice had started being bad there. I didn't really notice it until I stopped the stream. When I stopped the stream, that was it for the voice. The voice disappeared completely for 2 days, actually, completely. It's always a little scary, but it happens. Star Soldier, hello to you. Thanks for being here. Thanks again, Craig, Michael Logan. Knowledge 2020, ML and blessings from New Jersey. Thank you very much, very much. And I'll be thinking of my American friends tomorrow, obviously, because it's a date to remember, September 11th, even though we're not allowed talking about many things. It's a date that here in Canada, Canadians on that day, we all think of our American friends, and not just American friends, everybody who was involved in what happened that we all know about. And I will be making videos tomorrow also, so I'm not going to stop doing that. Zombie said, "Hey, slow mode's on. Does anybody know how to turn it off?" If it's that bad, though, I put it with. You know what? It's 60 seconds. Next time, I'll put it for 30 seconds. I promise you, I will try that. If it's annoying, I didn't think it would be that annoying. It was to help me be able to get to all the comments, though. But I don't want people not to be able to comment, though. Yeah, I'm telling you, I felt weird this week and last week. Very weird. A pain down the center of my head that I had never gotten before. It's like I didn't know where to hold my face or my head because it was like deep. It felt like it was deep in my brain. Maybe I'm gonna. But anyways, you never know. Maybe it's just me losing it. But no, there was something. August 21st, August 22nd, August 23rd. I remember the dates. That there was a very odd pounding in the center of my head, and it would come really aggressive, and then it would disappear. It would come back, and then disappear, reappear again. It was very odd. Then after 3 days, it stopped. Whether it has anything to do with anything, I have no idea. With all the crap that's around us and the DEW satellites and all this, I tend to believe that we're in a frequency war, and sometimes I'm afraid we'll wake up one day and they're just gonna zap us, you know. Uncle Freaky, hi Bruce, St. Louis, Missouri, USA here. Thanks a lot, USA. Love you guys. Thanks a lot. Matt, how's it going, man? Yes, it's Friday. Finally Friday. The sun's been crazy all week. Just absolutely ballistic. Hey, Zombie and Christopher says, Craig, thanks, guys, for interacting. Paradox Fossils, how's it going, my friend? Thanks, man. Daniel, thank you very much again for being a member, my friends. Hey, Bruce, checking in on hold with the Department of H, recovered from C and back up and going. Thank you so much for that. You know what makes me sick is that we can't even talk about these subjects, but you know what? I'm happy you're back on track. Absolutely happy you're back on track. Lots of change coming for that. I've been hearing some positivity, and heads up on these words. Everybody is going to hear this in October. It's going to be a whole new world, a better one. I promise. I don't promise. I don't promise. I've never seen a good world, but it'll be better without the promise. I'll defend my ass just in case, right? With everything happening, with everything going through. Jane March, thank you so much for being here. Hi from France. Voix va beaucoup mieux. Oui, mais je suis pas capable de parler habituellement plus que 15-20 minutes. C'est ça qui est le problème. Je fais mon vidéo, puis après les 10 minutes, là, habituellement, là, je vais essayer de toffer 1 heure. I'm going to try to hang on. Thanks, Jane March. I'm going to try to hang on for an hour. Puis je vais y être samedi aussi sur Avenue Québec Astronomie demain. Ça, c'est sûr et certain. Andrew L., thanks, man. Have you or anyone else been getting woken up around 3 a.m. by something? Yeah, I have a hard time getting to sleep. And now I activated my grandfather's clock that rings every hour. So I just missed 2 bells out of the ring usually, so I'm always up. But it's funny you say at 3 a.m. That happened to me more a week or 2 ago. We're in the middle of the night because it's hard for me at 3 a.m. That's my work time. That's when I'm usually closing shop. I'm usually still up. Any local sightings on a strange craft in your hometown? Plenty of sightings in the UK recently. Actually, Ben P, thanks for asking that. There actually has been many sightings, and in Montreal and on the outskirts of Montreal, or just in the province of Quebec, there are a lot of sightings. And Salaberry to Valleyfield, you could even look that one up. There's some incredible sightings over Salaberry to Valleyfield, in a town in Quebec where I was born, and you could see that they really talk about it in the news because it's something that's apparent. We've seen a shape like a bell shape before in the sky. It was recorded. I see excuse the expression, I see a shitload of stuff in the sky. I've been seeing more and more, and I'm sure at least one of you or 2 of you here, maybe 3 of you, maybe more, have been noticing the daytime meteors going by, like golden, a golden egg sideways, streaking across the sky with a long yellow tail, golden tail. I've seen 5 or 6 of those. That's not true. In August, not this month, last month in August, but as of August 18th, August 19th, and onwards to that week and the week after that, I saw daytime meteors. And I say daytime meteors, the UFOs, they're unidentified flying objects in the sky that are going by. But damn, that was scary. And me, of course, I believe the sun does have a part in that. Not everybody does. And I respect that, totally respect that. But, 6th year starting to research, and I've never seen solar flares like that on the sun. I've never even showed any videos of solar flares because there wasn't anything impressive on the sun. And now they're pretty evident. So is it maybe something here on Earth that's changing the sun, making the sun react the way it is, or not? We're seeing a solar system react because we're seeing this takes time, right? Like you can't just look outside, look up at the sky and say, yep, everything's shifting and changing. We look at moons of planets like Jupiter's moons, 79 of them, apparently. I hope I'm right about the number. There's lots of moons, and they're all over the place around Jupiter. And we can analyze a shift in the way we are perceiving them or filming them or seeing them through the infrared camera when I use it, or telescope or camera. Sometimes it looks like things are shifted. Well, we know the moon's like that. When we look at the moon, we see it totally rotated, or as some of you mentioned to me, the expression the moon is cartwheeling. I've not seen it do a complete cartwheel, but close, you know. And some people say, well, it's totally normal. The rotation of it is normal, but it doesn't mean that much of a rotation is normal, though. That is the thing. That is the thing. Hey, I have a Yeti microphone and I have a coffee cup with a cover now. Little things in life. The little things in life. Learn to appreciate them. Sometimes we get nothing, nada in our lives. A lot of people are more unlucky than others, I guess it seems. You know, there's always a worse story than yours, they say. But the little things in life, you got to enjoy them. Because if not, there's nothing else to smile about, I guess. Any local sightings? I read that. Thanks again, Ben P. I saw that one coming down to the house, which, listen, I ask anybody with an infrared camera to try to recreate that light that was around the UFO or whatever came down. Some people are still calling it a satellite. I highly doubt that. I don't think satellites come down to our homes to see us and get a nice cropped up shot. Imagine how much of a nice shot that satellite would have gotten, right? When it was like 20 feet away from me. But there are sightings around here. There are definitely sightings. Bruce saw a post today showing lights flashing on the moon caught by an amateur astronomer. That's always fun when an amateur astronomer catches these things. And it just goes to show that maybe there's more lights than meets the eye. Maybe there are more events where these lights occur and that people can see them. I see them often. I've seen them often. Amateur astronomers, when they see lights, I mean, NASA says that it's near impossible. It's very, very hard with a land-based telescope here on Earth to see a meteor or asteroid strike the moon, unless you're NASA or filming it 24/7, right? But if I go up and I'm not there 24/7, and I'm only filming an hour or two, you know, for 3 or 4 nights in the month, and I'm able to see UFOs, or if I'm able to see lights hitting what looks like it's hitting the moon, well, you got to wonder in 3-4 days, if I'm able to see all those things, what I would see filming the moon every day, which is impossible because weather always comes in and screws everything up. When the more full the moon gets, the more wet it gets outside. There's lots of humidity here, right? I believe it affects the tides. I absolutely believe it does. It affects everything, but it's the magnetism. What is it? Is it, what is it that's affecting everything? Well, I guess we really are. It's like the solar system's a magnet game where everyone's just in the right area and position, and if you get taken out of that position, it changes up the everything for everyone else. Peter Benton, thanks a lot, brother. They did not show me that on top. Usually they do here. Thanks a lot, bro, for the ongoing support, my friends. I love you guys for it. Hello, Darla. Crimson Drums. Hi, Bruce. Hope you are well and your voice has returned. It hasn't, actually. In about 10 minutes, it's probably going to disappear. But this always happens to me. I just, in the past, never really talked 4 or 5 hours in a row, probably. Especially not in school, that's for sure. I was told to shut up. We were all told to shut up. Kids really didn't have access in schools when I was there to talk. So, Alfred, thanks a lot. Appreciate that, man. Oh, and I feel fine too. It just really is the voice. I don't feel like it's necessarily that I'm sick, but I'm still taking vitamin C. The secret pill. Anyway, I'm not going to mention it. We're not allowed anymore. It's so corny. But anyways, thanks again, Crimson Drums. Good to see you too, Peter Benton. Thanks a lot, man, for everything. Thanks, you guys. Donnie C, hey, all y'all hit that thumbs up. Thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate that. And yeah, Floyd, my friend Floyd is here. I think I saw him below. I'll get there in a minute. What's the time? 1:15. I'm already 10 minutes late. Yes, tomorrow is a sad day anniversary in the USA. Really is, man. I remember, and back in exactly when it happened, where I was, and how I felt, and seeing my American friends upset and stuff like that. A lot's been coming on heads of many people in many countries, but there seems to be a focus. We're not going to hide it. I think everybody knows there's a focus on leading countries, and the USA is one of them. And I hope that this year in 2021, if not in 2022, that all my American friends get peace on that, and the only positivity comes out of that, which we'll never forget it. That's for sure. Hey Bruce, you've been filming the sun this week too. Have you seen? Have you been out at night filming the night sky? Absolutely, yes. Posting the infrared captures to the sky all night. And I'll tell you what, the UFOs are acting weird again, meaning the routines. Yes, they have routines where it seems that for a month or two, they seem to be doing the same things in the sky. And then you see a drastic change where they all of a sudden they disappear and they're seen a lot higher up or they're seen a lot lower. And just recently, last video or the video before the last, I was seeing some flashes in the sky. So I was able to record that. I've had similar headache all last night and still have it, but going. Hey, wow. Peter, thanks for sharing that. Yeah, and like I'm not a guy who gets headaches or migraines, right? And you know, when I got that and it was in the center of the head, it's like usually you get a headache, you're sort of like, I don't know, you feel, in front there's a bar, but that was like deep in my head, like pineal gland deep. And it was odd. And every time that happens to me, which the 3 days in a row, and at one point, yeah, I did have to go, holy crap, like what the hell? And crazy enough, not to say anything, but to put on a hat. It was not aluminum, but yeah, it's scary stuff. Automatically, when you feel your head is sore for some silly reason, you don't know why the hell it is. And after 4 aspirins, and not aspirins, Tylenol, whatever, headache medicine, I was still having them. I said, that's odd. So, put my hoodie on, put my hat on. At one point, I was getting a bit paranoid, I guess. I don't know how I felt about it. It was really odd. But it was real. Ross Scriven, thank you very much. Hey, Bruce, what's your thoughts about the Italian ebony? I think they call them. They look alive in the sky in broad daylight. Very interesting, Ross. And I know a little bit about the ebony, what you mean by. I do know what you mean, though. It's about what look like living organisms, biological creatures. I don't know what they are. I really tend to think that there are a lot around Earth, and maybe, just maybe, now there are other invisible living organisms around Earth that scientists or NASA or maybe more interested in. They talk about UFOs around Earth all the time, talk about UFOs around the moon all the time. UFOs could be anything. Like I keep telling people, if you throw a pen in someone's yard and it goes by somebody's yard and somebody does not see the pen go by the yard, well, he saw an unidentified flying object. So what we're seeing in the sky could be anything. It could be alive too. Some things could be alive, which I honestly believe that is going to be a disclosure in the far away future before even admitting that. Do you see humans from Earth traveling to the moon for a day, 2 or 3, to shop, to camp, maybe to stay in a hotel, to visit the moon museums and stuff? It's obviously something that is going to happen at one point, but you can't help but wonder what's the connection to the alien and human connection. I don't know if you've ever heard of Paul Wallace, but Paul Wallace it talks about that. He talks about the connection with the alien connection and the religion also and stuff. And there's some interesting things that Paul Wallace has spoken about. If you don't know about him, I'm sure some of you would be interested in finding out a bit about him. Anyways, I am going to have Paul Wallace come on and talk with us all. I'm sure he would. The guy from Montreal, actually. And how's it going? There's the voice. Finland. Thank you very much, you guys. Appreciate that. Coffee staying warm. I believe, Ross, that there are a lot of hey, Christopher Rollins. I believe that there are biological creatures or maybe alien-like creatures around Earth, which are just not necessarily have to be intelligent, right? Sort of looks like an ocean. If you look at the STS mission from NASA, the 75, is it 85 or 75? I never get it every time. I think it is 80 or 75. The tether incident, anyways, the STS tether incident, tether mission, where they lost a long rod-like object out into space, and then we saw a whole bunch of jellyfish-like creatures coming around them, which they, when I say jellyfish, it's because they really look like jellyfish, and some of them were bioluminescent, I believe. You could see them. Well, it's not, I believe. It was in the video. You could see them illuminating themselves. How are they doing that? Probably with the sun. So I believe it's surrounded, right? It's the wavelengths. And obviously, I would have had problems if a long time ago I started buying all these different devices to see different wavelengths, and just the videos would probably be blocked and stuff like that. But I will in the near future, and this is what's coming now. Like on the sun, for example, see the chromosphere or the photosphere. There's different layers, and the atmosphere, they say, around the sun is rotating in different ways. It's made of helium. It's made of hydrogen, and blah blah blah. They start talking about plasma, which is ionized gas, and then it doesn't mean it's all real or true. Like we're listening, and I share what I read up on this, like any other scientist will do, which I'm not a scientist, but you know what I mean? I'm looking up where they're trying to look up information. And it's just my belief that common sense and theories are a safer way to go. Well, we could use the information that they tell us. We don't know about the hydrogen and helium. We'll never be able to go test the sun, but it's interesting to learn about it, because I go and learn what I'm filming. If I'm filming the sun, I'm going to start researching this. I'm not going to start researching quantum theory physics because I want to get the attention of people, and I'd never be smart enough to be able to do that. But it's when certain points touch my research, I go into a basic understanding. I try to get a basic understanding of what's going on. Ufologists and everything, they're looking at heat signatures, they're looking at UFO traits, and they're trying to be able to analyze in the footage whether things are real or not, if they're going fast or not, if it's pixelation or refraction or whatnot. So basically, even though I'm not a ufologist, it's the same thing I'm trying to do, along the lines of maybe someone that is a ufologist and maybe never had that little badge on my shoulder, but it's really not what I wanted to do. And even in the past, and a lot of people thought I was here for that, though, just to get up to the top, and that by blocking me like this, my channels are really quiet, that it would, make me want to stop and stuff. But in reality, I was born in the 70s. So those of you who were two and know, like me, even in the 80s, there was no internet. And to reach a large group of people, to go into a bingo hall with grandma when you're young and to see 1,000 people sitting there, how impressive that is, just to see 1,000 people there. Imagine reaching out to those people. So with the internet, if I reached out to maybe 1 million people, damn, that's for me, that's success. That's how I see it. Because my goal was to reach out people that agreed or had similar views with me, and not necessarily change any of your views. Floyd, thanks. I'm still not down to your comment yet, man. I bet you I'm close. Seeing different constellations in sky last night. Are they different from last year at this same time, Bruce? Strange arrangements. The stats. Thank you very much. The stats. Love you guys. Thanks, Floyd. Yeah, I'm seeing very different emplacements of the constellation throughout the year. The constellations appear and disappear. There's some that you see all the time, and there's some that you don't. Like Orion constellation, Pleiades. The other day I was seeing Pleiades, but a couple months back we couldn't see it because the way things rotate. But what I'm seeing as a difference are the angles of many stars and moons and planets. Like Jupiter, the moons of Jupiter are lining up like this. They're lining straight up and down. They're going across. They're lining downwards. I noticed for the first time that Jupiter was not moving, but the moons at the back were moving, but the stars at the back were staying with Jupiter. So you had Jupiter and all the stars at the back, far out, were not shifting, but Jupiter's moons looked like they were turning around. And of course, Jupiter with the infrared, you can't see the rotation at all. Not with the infrared I have, that's for sure. Unless I had some NASA infrared, but yeah, I mean, they are so different. Like, look at the Big Dipper, right? You see it. I've always seen it in the back when summer ends. August, September comes along, and you start seeing it go down in the back. But now, have you noticed how we're close? Look, Floyd, look at the Milky Way. Straight up when you go outside at night, you see the Milky Way looks like it's coming down on us. Don't you find that? Jupiter looks like it's close, but of course there is an apogee and perigee where Jupiter gets close to Earth and further out. So does Mars and Venus and all these other planets. Sometimes they align also, and that the magnetism of that is just crazy. But what's the difference now? Why would everything be shifting or looking different? The only thing I can come up with is that possibly the sun could be, I'm going to linger on the sun, that's for sure. I believe the sun is possibly what's making um, a big change in the solar system. But now hang on. A lot of people are into Nibiru and Planet X, and a lot of people are saying that inside the solar system there's an object there, which, by the way, they are talking about an asteroid or something that is close to the sun. A lot of you are asking me if I see it. I don't know if I see it or not. I saw two objects go by the sun, and I showed them to you myself. You guys and gals saw it. I don't know if it was something necessarily like that asteroid, but if I'm filming the sun all the time for many years and I only captured 15 things that I caught going by the sun, it's because we're lucky to capture them. One, and it's maybe an event that's out of the ordinary, more rare. But now that the sun's so active, we're going to see a lot of objects come into the solar system. That's just based on the information that science tells us, is that the magnetism of the sun does pull in objects. It does a lot. The sun will do a lot of things with the asteroids also. It'll create pressure on them and make them heat up, because in general, an asteroid is fumbling around, turning around, spiraling around. Well, the sun can cause it to go outside of its orbit and create pressure on it. The heat builds up on it, then it goes down into orbit. And what happens with asteroids that are around the sun, they either crash or head towards Jupiter. They say Mars. There's certain areas where they go back and they hit the sun, they say. So, but again, that's just what scientists are saying. It doesn't mean it's necessarily so. Love you more, Dennis the Menace. Thanks, man. Thanks a lot, bro, for all the support, man. Jeez, I got my voice. I sound like Dr. Fauci, the scratchy voice. Won't get into that. Hello from Yorkshire, Michael Simpson. Thank you very much. Aliens contacting you. That's what it is. It could be. It could be. They're leaving messages. That's for sure. I tell you that. I have a connection with the spiritual side that I don't even know what it is. I wouldn't, I don't brag about it, but it's something that I feel is a gift. I consider myself lucky to be able to have certain intuition, and still I don't feel it's intuition. Sometimes it's blocks of messages that come into my head, and I have to hurry and write them down because I feel that I'm not smart enough to remember those messages. Do you understand what I mean? You get something in your head and you go, oh crap, I got to write that down. I'm not going to remember that. Well, why wouldn't you remember it if you thought of it? Anyway, little play of words there, but it's true. Hey, Rich Williams, thanks, man. How's it going, brother? Hey, Bruce, it's good to see you on this Friday afternoon. Good to see you too, man. Hope you're having a great start to your weekend. Clear skies. You guys and gals, I got to tell you something. The thing that has been the most exciting for me having this channel and interacting with you all is the supportive and encouraging feedback that people gave back to me. I'll be honest with you, some of you go all out to really support the channels you love and stuff. And I'd be honest with you, I didn't think there were that many good people on YouTube that were around, helping channels and looking at other people's channels, because we seem to always just see a whole bunch of bad things and stuff. I can't thank you enough, Rich Williams. Thank you very much. Love you guys. And to all my brothers and sisters that are supporting the channel, thank you so much. No cult here, no organization, no brainwashing. It's no spiritual sect or anything. It's just a group of people that are open-minded, and I love sharing my ideas with you all. Don't forget, I know a lot of you that like my videos that don't necessarily agree at all with my theories. Thank you. Thanks for coming still to see the videos. You're able to appreciate and accept that I'm just giving my opinions, and someone's opinion doesn't make it so. So, there's a lot of difference in opinions here. So I should actually say at the beginning of all my videos is that whatever I say here is just my opinion. And that's maybe something I should linger on doing a bit more. Maybe it'll make ease on the trolls a little bit that feel that I'm just here and trying to manipulate everyone. Rick Stitcher, thank you very much, sir. What about the observatory and Antarctica? Oh, I love it. Could it see our binary solar system, Planet X? I believe that. Rick, thanks for mentioning that. I believe it 100%. I really do believe it 100%. 100% actually. Hey, Crimson Drums, thanks so much. Guys, gals, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Beth, hello. Beth, thank you so much, Beth. Thanks, guys and gals. I love you guys so much for that, for the support, honestly. And probably even some of you will find me annoying because I'm continually thanking people. But in reality, I take nothing for granted in my life. And I've never had anything fall from the sky to me. So you guys are heaven sent. All of you that are here supporting the channel, really appreciate it. Thanks again, Michael Simpson from Yorkshire. Thanks again, Lewis. What if aliens are genetically modified humans from the future? You should be making the movie like now, dude. And they came back to make sure we get jabbed so we don't destroy their future existence. That would scare the hell out of me because I have no intentions on getting Jade. And but I respect all the who will, because there has to be respect here on earth. And somebody who disagrees with somebody's beliefs and it goes to the point of affecting you emotionally, you should work on that and push away from that, because it's something I think all humans cannot do, including me. I'm talking about me too here. Having opinions of everyone. If you were hired tomorrow as a judge, we could all sit on the bench with the stand. We know that. We know we could all rule for a whole week. Everything that comes in, you're good, bad, 3 months, 2 months, 2 weeks, $3,000, $4,000 fine, sold. Psh. Okay, that's an auction, but you know what I mean. Everybody that has an opinion, that believes in their opinion, sometimes they want to push it. That's the difference with me anyways. I don't do that. Like, I share, I blab everything, blah, blah, blah. I'm always saying the same things that I believe, and I'm trying to share it, but I never push it. I absolutely never push it. I have a lot of people that support the channel that don't agree with me 100% on my theories at all. And I just think it's cool that we can still all connect anyways. We need some debating. I love debating. I loved it in school, especially. And it's just something, debating, I think it's healthy. We bring up all these, it's like a competition in a way, sometimes debating about certain subjects. I like it. I think it's interesting. Greg Park, Florida in the house. Thank you very much. Paradox Fossils, St. Louis is in the house. Thanks, you guys. Thanks again for being here. Darla Lama. Mr. Hugh is in the house. Thanks, guys. Divine Sorcerer. Hello to you. Thanks, guys. I've heard 117. I'm still really late. I'm doing this again. I've heard that they've already done the alien disclosure, and the current disclosure is false information. Me, Andriel, I'm like you for that. My eyes are open, and I think we are in a red flag event, right nose deep into the rear end of the source of the, that's where I think we are. And they almost caught us. They almost caught us with the deception, but people are too much awake, I think. Thanks, Greg. Thank you, Mr. Greg Park. Forced Disclosure 818. Thanks as always for the support and for being here. So California Jess joined the chat. Thank you very much, bro. Appreciate that. Jackie McIntosh. Yes. That's when I go to praying. Yeah. I've been there. I'm already started there. Thanks again, Peter. And you guys. And I'm back. Peter, thanks, man. Bruce, you even think that maybe some of the animals we have here, like koalas, came from somewhere else out there? That is interesting. Thanks so much, Peter, for the support. That's interesting. And I do believe it. I do believe that there's testing facilities where certain animals are let out into on Earth. I mean, I know, Peter, you're going to probably appreciate what I'm saying, but a lot of people are going to say, whoops, Bruce is a little, but I believe it. And I believe that they're being monitored like we can be monitored by someone on Earth or someone outside of Earth. I believe that it's real, that they're doing these experimentations, that they're procreating, they're playing God, making these insects and animals in the goal to maybe counterattack pollution, which would have been really cool to think that that's why they would have done it. I just don't think that that's necessarily exactly why they're doing it. But I do believe, and like Peter, I believe anywhere from bees, birds, maybe not as big as zebras, or it depends on some people say zebra, but I have so many countries of people coming here that a lot of different expressions. So zebra or zebras, horses and stuff like that, they're cloning them. They're already cloning us, cloning the monkeys. It's real. It's on the news, which they don't really want to talk about, but it's still there. The information's not hiding. It's just hard to get. What if some of them came from the moon? Like maybe a koala was some little rat that they found. Well, they're cute, but anyways, you know what I mean? Like a moon rat or something, It's interesting when you think of that. I think it's beyond amazing. Coming up with theories and ideals about that. And I'll be honest with you, those of you who do it, you're going to get into subjects that nobody will ever have heard of. And you're going to come on to this not woke, but awake sort of phase where you wake up to certain things. And those of you who are awake or waking up, it. There's nothing beautiful about it. When I woke up, it was when I see, you see how the lefts, now the woke, we can't even use the word awake anymore. See how they're stealing our words from us? But you know what I mean? I'm awake. But when you do become awake, it's nothing good. You see the sadness and you see what's going on. So it's not everybody that wants necessarily to wake up. Like an awakening is not necessarily, wow, I had an awakening, I'm having a great day. No, it's like I had an awakening and now I'm like depressed because I know what's going on. And I had to adjust that, finding out what happened. And I did, and I accepted it. And thanks again, Rich Williams. Thanks, guys and gals. So I adjusted to what's going on around the world. I forced myself not to come on here to talk about anything medical. And I forced myself not to come on here to give my personal opinions about what's going on. But everybody has a limit. And, laws were written many, 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 many years ago, which people are forgetting. And those laws are still effective today, right? But did you see, last year I started talking about that. Treaties ending, everything, 100 years. We're right back into the 1900s, at the beginning or during the First World War, is exactly where I see myself on the timeline. Take the 19 in front of 1918 and put a 20 there. And then even 2018, and start looking in 2018, what happens? With only 3 years there, 18, 19, 20, 21, 4 years after it's all done. Look at what happened in 4 years from 218 to 221, and then go look at 1918 to 1921. So you're going to wind up right in the Depression, right close to the Depression. You're going to wind up after all the economies and everything were taken down and completely smashed down. And don't forget, they were burning books around that year. We're 100 years later, an end of a treaty, and now we're going to burn books again. We're doing the same things. We're just changing our clothing and changing the associations of the names, adding subdivisions now. That's all we're doing. The same things that were going on or that they tried to do 100 years ago, I believe personally that it's continuing and that they're just still trying to do it differently, sort of in a hypocritical way, gaining more strength, power. State of Trance, thanks for being here. My wife snoring at 3 a.m. wakes me up all the time. Yes, that's one way to wake up also, yes. Divine Sorcerer, thanks again for being here, my friends. Courtly James, I hope all is well. Thank you very much. Yes, things are great. Voice is a little off, but things are doing good. The voice is getting better. 3:40 a.m. is when my rooster starts. That's early, eh? Can we get used to those sounds? I don't know. I can't get used to the clock. It doesn't bug me, but I'm up every hour. Every hour that the clock rings, I'm there and I'm listening to it. I like that. I like being aware of my surroundings, especially with what I do. And if I wake up every hour, that's fine. Check my limbs every hour. Sab the Seeker, my wonderful people. Sab, thank you so much, brother, for being here. Watch Terminator Genesis the other day, and it scared the shit out of me with how similar the plot line is with our current reality, also with world wars. It's scary stuff. It really is scary stuff, and I agree with you. And I'm looking into some of these. Lulu, Australia, cloudy tonight, 3 a.m. I'm sorry I missed that, my friend. Thanks for being here. Yeah, that's scary stuff, that the movies, like way back to, are all talking about what's going on actually today. So it was literally a warning, right? That's exactly what it was. It was a warning for us to wake up. Thanks again, Lulu. Patrick's here, Rudolph. We're almighty. How's it going? Thanks a lot, Patrick. Things are going pretty good. The voice is a little slouchy, but I'll get there. Betty Filiato, thank you very much. Good day to you too. Thanks for being here, Betty. Got to get my camera system set up. Start watching the sky. Absolutely, the Divine Sorcerer. Absolutely. It's something so amazing. It's like fishing, though, I guess. Some people that go fishing, sometimes you're out there for a long time. Not that I'm a fisherman, but you're waiting for that one fish, and then it takes about 3 hours, and then all of a sudden you get 3 fish. It's patience, eh? The sky, and I guess some people must live in areas where there's nothing in the sky. That could have happened here too. At one point last year, when I told you it was 4 months and there were no more UFOs here, I heard some of you around Quebec and other areas in the country of the States and Australia, UK, all the other countries, England, even France, were seeing UFO lights, and I wasn't seeing any here. So is there a UFO highway where they're going to change places in the sky and stop going by certain areas not to be traced? Are the chemtrails following those highway lines where the UFOs are there both day and night? Because I'm seeing some during the day now. There are daytime UFO lights. King Wah, how's it going? Nice to see you. Nice to catch up, my brother. They even talk about soldiers, says Andriel. The year 2021, who traveled back in time to stop Skynet. Holy crap. I think Skynet is the A15G network that is currently being rolled out. Yes, Skynet. That's right. And they got the year too? We'll have to check that out with Family Guy and The Simpsons, which is absolutely retarded that it's like watching the news. You go watch the cartoons now, it's like watching the news. And I think that was the idea, to get things out, most likely. Magnetar Star, exactly. Paradox fossils. That's it. Paradox fossils. That's exactly what they're saying. Could be in the solar system or next to the sun. That means a very, very big, bright object, right? And so they say we have 4.5 billion years, which doesn't really comfort me, seeing the sun's already active now when they said it was only supposed to be active in 2050 or 2030. We're getting closer to the Milky Way. It's the Andromeda constellation, and everything's going to crash into us, even though they say it's a billion light years away or whatever. But Okay, space doesn't make absolutely no sense whatsoever. You know, you see that Jupiter is so bloody far from Earth, and all of a sudden you see it's just sitting right there on the doorstep. It looks like it's pushing over the moon. The magnetism of that is drastically high. And I'm telling you, add the sun in that. What we're seeing on the sun, the magnetic force that's added into the solar system now, after the sun has been in its solar minimum, they're still not sure what's going to happen with the sun. Scientists' predictions, anyways, are saying maybe it's going to do like it did in 211, that it's going to get very active and it's just going to sort of die down, which I was looking in 211 when the flares were active. August, September, October, November. So a lot of you have been, some of you have been asking me, Bruce, are you going to see flares in the wintertime? We'll see. That's what I'm looking forward to find out. I will research Quebec sightings, see what I find. Amazing. Thank you. Yes, Ben P. And I'm telling you, there are some amazing findings in Quebec, aside from the ones that are being hushed or silenced. David White's in the house. The sun's evil twin is back. Well, yeah, that's what they're saying. The second sun. I saw a bright light in Montreal. People are already trying to cover up, saying it's military. I don't believe it. I call bullshit on that. You can't ignore the blacked out squares on the sun. No, exactly, King Wa. I totally believe that. I agree with you with that. And not just that, this is massive. And they say that we're looking into the bloody soul or heart of the sun. AR 2860, one of the numbers of the sunspots and flares, was said to be 70,000 kilometers long and 65,000 kilometers deep going into the sun. But the sunspots, I'm analyzing them, and we're able to see them. We're able to see the sun turn and rotate, which I've never been able to do before, because the sun just always looks like it's not moving and that it's always there. There's no, like I said in the video, there's no mountainous points where, like here on Earth, where we can visualize the sphere turning, water here and a whole bunch of things. Bring Back the Moon is driving me crazy. Oh, and Christopher Rollins just disappeared. I was still looking for Floyd's message down there. I'm sure I'm going to get to it soon. You can't ignore blacked out squares on the sun. That's absolutely true, King Wa. There's Floyd. Thanks you, man. Where's my kazoo? It should be somewhere. Thanks, Floyd. Love you, brother, for everything, man. Thank you to the stats also for the big support you guys and gals give the channel and the help, modding, and everything. Making it an amazing place, guys. Bring Back the Moon. It's driving me crazy not being able to look at it. Yeah, I get it. Well, Matt, so this is what you're going through, right? That Christopher Rollins got himself a nice, beautiful, big ass scope, and so many problems with days that he'll be updating his camera and everything. But still, even just doing a few tests with his camera and the beautiful scope, which is a lot clearer, by the way, brother. You're going to encounter some bad weather. It happened 3 months last year for me, almost 4 months. I wasn't able to get the moon like ever. She's going to be coming back, and I'm definitely going to be getting her. That is for sure. 100% Crafted Branch Homestead. Hey, I made it. Thank you. Thanks so much. It has changed its orbit. They are saying worse to come, tides and storms. Yes, I believe it, Jackie. Just look at the sun, how it's shifting and rotating. And for those of you who want to know a little bit about it, I don't know everything about the sun. I had to look up very recently about the Carrington rotation and how the sun does shift and is monitored, the different ways it moves and it shifts. It's funny because it's very similar and reminds me a lot of the moon that does all that shifting also and rotating itself. So 2 o'clock, I made it 1 hour. That was awesome. I'm going to stick around a little longer. But if I want to be able to stream tonight, I'm going to have to be careful with the voice. The voice. The annoying voice. Hey, Bruce, the world's burning down around me to say, stay strong. Yes, brother. I hear you. Hang in there, man. We'll pull through, sir. Yes, we will. We absolutely will. And here I am again. It is. Brothers and sisters, thanks to you and your family, my friend. Crafted Branch Homestead, thanks for the support. Yep, we're going to make it. Don't let fear take over. You got to, for the first time, we all have to laugh in the face of death. We have to try it once. No matter how you laugh, just do it, whether it be convincing or not. Hi, Crimson Drums. Thanks again for everything, my friend. F Donkey, our son is a dual system with Sirius. Interesting. We have now reached the most distant point to Sirius, and now both stars are turning, and we are beginning to approach. The tension in that movement caused the earthquakes. Absolutely, that could be exactly what's going on. So, in other words, the Big Bang is not done. Is that what you're trying to tell me? And I believe it. What they say is the Big Bang, when the universe created and started itself. We're still in it. Things are like bloody flinging around like planets and asteroids. I think we're right in the beginning of the Big Bang, most likely. That's for sure. Finland, thanks for being here again. Aaron Lexi, hello everyone from Dublin, Ireland. I thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. And it's funny, eh? Every time I see the flag from Dublin, Ireland, Italy and you guys have to come to making different flags, because I'm just so stupid and only realize that there's 6 countries with the exact same bloody colors but switched. So you're sitting there, is that Dublin or Iraq, or is it where the hell are we? Or I think it's funny. It just goes to show you how I don't get out much, I guess. That's all I can say. Dennis the Menace, thanks, bro. What's the biggest scope you could purchase? If it's big, I wonder what type of paperwork you have to fill out. That's a good question, Dennis the Menace. Thanks for asking that, man. And I'll be honest with you, I was talking to a very good friend, Sylvan Otrada, very smart man, very intelligent man, that talked to me a lot about that, saying that in France, he confirms that there is a limit of a telescope that you can buy. What the limit is, I don't know if it's 20, 30, or 40. Look at the universities here in Montreal. They have 43-inch, I think, the university. So that's pretty much probably the limit that I would go to. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to invest in a 20 plus inch scope, because that will be the next scope here is 20 plus inches, 20 plus inches, depending on whether I get one made. I'll have the options. I'll be talking about with you guys and gals about buying a telescope before anything is done here on the channel. We're going to review, we're going to look up, do our homework properly, and we're going to get it right. And we're going to experiment, right? If what I'm getting with the 14 is that amazing, well, we'll be able to do a lot more with the other one. People say, don't get too close to the moon. You don't want to get too close. I mean, you'll be too close to the moon. You don't want to get too close to the moon. No. It's not necessarily about getting close. It's about seeing it very wide and with good quality equipment. Well, it gives us the capability of zooming up a lot onto the footage and slowing it down. And I'm doing this for experimental reasons. I'm doing this to gather up, proof, evidence, and facts of what's on the moon. I'm not accusing any association of being up there. I don't ever want to either. Just the findings that I'm finding are incredible, and I believe that I should be able to share them. They're leaving me here on YouTube, even though I am hacked. I count myself lucky that I'm able to share my videos. Anyways, I'm out here in the Hood Canal, Washington. Yes, we see crazy stuff all the time. Courtly James, thanks a lot. Yeah, and I hear a lot in your end that people do see a lot in the skies. Absolutely. I'm not alone to see stuff in the skies, for sure. I leave out for the extraterrestrians milk and cookies. Yeah, I wonder how that'd be probably teasing them, right? Since they're gonna have to like rub the milk on their arms or sort of put the cookies in the milk and then just sort of bathe in it. Alien comes out of his house like he's soaked and drenched in milk. Like, what the hell? Didn't have time to finish my breakfast. Towel himself off. Anyways, so funny. And thank you very much for being here, you guys. Greetings. Greetings. Finally, Floyd Stats. Oh, and he just disappeared. Darn it. They're gonna think he's gonna think I'm making fun of him there. Oh, what the hell? That's the second time Floyd Stat. He's bouncing all over the channel here. Marcin Malecki, my man, greetings from Poland. Thank you so much, my friends from Poland. I get quite a few people that have come here watching the research that are from Poland. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Richard Vaught, thank you so much. What's up? Thank you so much for being a member, my friend. Thanks for the support, you guys. Thank you so much. Timothy, much love. Thank you. Thanks for the support, you guys. Welcome, Richard, and thanks again for being a part of this amazing channel. Soylent Green isn't as good as a hot female back strap tenderloins. Soylent Greens. Siddhartha Sharma. Thank you so much for being here. Andrew, what if aliens doesn't want to rule Earth? Absolutely. Maybe they are living in parallel universe, or you can say in another dimension. Interesting, Siddhartha Sharma. Thank you very much. Interesting. Love it. Aliens wouldn't want to destroy the infrastructure. They would simply rid the Earth of humans in a situation much like the current global with mandated. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, watch those words, man. They don't want us talking about it, buggers. Yeah, absolutely. It's a big joke. Bruce Ewan, Michael from Mr. MBB333 should do a live Q&A. Love your research. I love the guy. I wish I knew him more than that. Probably really busy. He's more than listen. If Aaron and Lexi, if ever you do see him, he's more than welcome to use my footage if he wants to post it, as long as he mentions my name anytime. And doing a Q&A with Mr. MBB sounds pretty awesome. I'm always there for any channels, and those of you who know those channels that would want to do so. It's just I tend to think some of them don't want to connect with me because there's so many problems that happen here on the channel. I guess I don't know. Maybe they would fear trolls would go over to them. Thank you for that bacon money, Mr. Floyd Stats, and thanks to the Stats for being here. Appreciate that. Yeah, Clone Factory. Is Julie Miller here? I did not see Julie Miller. Hello, Julie Miller. Stan's Cave. UFOs come. See, it's everything's screwed up. 154. I have to go back up. Oh, I'm not too bad here, actually. UFOs come down here to see if they can see what they're doing on the moon, making sure we can't see the lights. Stan's Cave. Thanks for the ongoing support, of course. And hey, Mickey. And yes, Skynet. Yes. Makes sense. It makes sense what you're saying. Like you say, UFOs come down here to see if they can see what they're doing on the moon, making sure we can't see the lights. I'm pretty sure that chemtrails could have a lot to do with that. The way they're hiding the surface of the moon, the way the moon's very reflective, has a reflective surface, always, how hard is it to make pools of water and to stick diamond-shaped objects in the water and to have that water flow through the diamond shapes that are always moving and rotating and just sparkling in the sun so that we never see what the hell's going on. Apply a smoke cover over that. Then the lights that are on the surface becomes even worse, and it spreads out. The light spreads out into the smoke, and it's just, it becomes near impossible to be able to see anything on the surface of the moon. So you bring down the exposure, you bring down the lights to combat the lights. Angela, hello. That was a good one, Stan's Cave. Eddie, thanks for being here. Thumbs up. Thank you, my friends. Mickey, again, hello. Sorry for missing you guys and gals. Trish Killian, thank you for being here. Hey, Bruce, I'm so glad to be a part of this channel now. Trish, I can't thank you enough. Thanks to you and your family. I love you guys so much for it. The channel wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the members that have always been here. And now for the members on the private side, thank you so much. Strode66, thanks for the ongoing support, my friends. Hello to you, Angela says, hello, beautiful people. Nice to see you, Angela. Space construction. I agree with that, the Divine Sorcerer. And the construction sites often have smoke that's lifted up. I see you now, Julie Miller. There are definitely multiple Biden clones. That's actually very interesting that you say that. I was even talking about some of the clones like that last year, talking about at the Vatican, Papa Francesco, right? The Pope, who says that when he goes to a window and when you see him saying something, that it's actually live. It could be him standing in another room, that they're televising him out in the window in case, so that he doesn't get shot, of course. They could be doing that for Biden. Ever notice how less and less people have access to the stages, right? So they can do what they want on the stage, Michael Jackson died. Trust me, it's not because I want to talk about him. When he died, afterwards, they made a show that was made with lasers and holographic images, which it was a show of him. They had him appear on a stage, So these things can very possibly be done. I'll tell you worse than that. They could also have been all abducted or killed, and that holographic images were replacing all the countries of the world. And it's just holographic images that we're seeing people blundering around, Like, I don't know. Maybe Biden's mustard stain was actually holographic gel. I don't know. It's getting pretty bad. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if at one point we're watching Biden and his right arm just falls off while he's talking, It's like, what the hell's going on? We live in a clown world. That's another expression that I picked up from somebody saying, and I think it's a very good way to express exactly how Earth is. It's a clown world. Thanks again, Trish. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Hey, Bruce, on movies, Soylent Green is set in 2022. I'll have to check that out. I don't even know about that film, you guys. Not familiar at all about that, those films. There's lots of stuff about UFOs and theories and stories and movies that I have not seen, just not seen. But there's some of you come and say, holy crap, Bruce, you're showing the same thing as in that movie. And then I go check the trailer. And sometimes maybe I'll watch a part of the movie. And like, Andrew L. and some of you were saying, movies are literally a glimpse into the future, I think, because a lot of the movies come true afterwards down the road. You don't realize that they were talking about, a family member told me the other day, I watched all those shows in the 80s and don't remember them talking about New World Order or anything. And when you go back and watch the shows, that's actually what the shows were talking about. But back then it was even more secretive and quiet, and people didn't know about it. It was never, ever hidden. It was just never broadcasted. That's basically why people didn't know about it. And now they're trying to make laws about people, because people are coming out with the truth and making laws and calling us domestic terrorists. Come on. That's a little sad, unfortunately. Mickey, thanks so much for being here. Mickey just disappeared. Julie Miller, thank you so much. Please don't ever bring up Biden's. Okay, I promise, Julie, I will never bring that up again. Yeah. I can't talk about it. Thank you, Julie. I don't want to drink my coffee anymore. Yeah. I would have done it for free too, Julie. You know that. Thank you, Julie. And different mental capabilities and moral values. Oh, yes. Do you believe humans can have powers? Energetic powers that can do certain things? Like, for example, touch hot things and not be burnt, or intuition, stuff. Humans have a lot of magical powers when you think of it. It's not for nothing back in the past, in the days. Itchy nose and a kiss a fool, apparently. Mickey, last Boston Dynamic video are creepy to see how he can handle. Yeah, videos are getting a little creepy. What the rulers of this world are asking us is getting a little bit creepy. So fear not, we're living in the Matrix. And it turns out it is a dream after all, but just a physical one where we feel all the pain and stuff. It's like a neuron connected to an evil machine. Anyways, with what's going on in this world, people are seeing things very differently. And some people don't even see anything that's going on. Sometimes it's complete opposite that we see. So what's going on to each and every one of us has a lot to do with perception, the way we see things. So if somebody in the past has had problems with perception of reality, well, you're going to be really lost in this world today. Because sometimes I wake up in the morning and I have to pinch myself, as you all do, I'm sure, to find out if we're really bloody here, right? We seem at least 2 Harris cones too. Thanks, the stats. Angel Party or Watch Suspicious Observer. A lot of people tell me to, and if I had the time, I would. You guys can all go check out that channel. Just don't let this channel die. I'm tired of wars. The next time I'm going into the woods and live with the savvy. Yeah, listen, man. Oh, yes. I'm telling you, hang off on doing that, because I even told family members, I said, listen, when it comes down to that, sell everything or anything I own, backsack, warm clothing, into the woods, build a cabin, temporary underground bunker, and go with it. Literally. I don't like how the world is changing. I'm not going to give in to what they're asking people to do. And I know at least a couple of other million people are going to do the same. So I have confidence in, in what's going on. And again, do the comparison back in 1918, the end of a treaty from 1918 to 2018, something happened. There was a treaty there that ended, the Queen's Treaty, just in 2020. There's another family that always comes into this soup of problems. Same here, Floyd. The wars are getting ridiculous, and the suppression of everything is getting crazy. Darla, thanks so much for sharing my address. Now people are going to come and hurt me. No, that's just my mailing address. If you want to see my real address, go over to the other trolls that are posting it, and you'll be able to know where I live. Little suggestion, don't stop by and knock. The stats, if aliens were real and not human, they would probably take over the planet by creating clones of world leaders and mass depop. Yep, via med. Yeah. Well, I think that's probably what they're doing. The stats. You know, I am going to have. Do you know that I have eaten bacon 3 times because of you, of your subliminal messaging? Hidden message under my cup. Bruce. Oh, I read that. How come I'm up all the way up there? Let me scroll down here. Let me scroll down. Acoustic telepathy. Love it. So when are they going to admit to everyone that they're teleporting to the moon, going to and from the moon? I bet you the wives of the elites even get a chance to go do some shopping up there once in a while. I would imagine they brought a whole bunch of different types of woods from Earth, right? And build. What would it look like? Like, what would they do? I think they would build like a paste, right? Obviously, to prevent against the sun and to prevent against asteroids and meteor hits. They would just leak this like toothpaste, like, oh, hang on. Isn't that what it looks like when you're looking at the surface? I said it since 2016. Look at the toothpaste like lines, because that's literally what it looks like. A long line and a blob at the end, another long line, a blob at the end. Those, whether they're natural or not, they're definitely not talking about them. That's for sure. I was able to make it to 230, everybody. I'm actually happy that I was able to get that far. 40 inches modified by Optics Tech. Are you married, Bruce? No, Sue. No, not married. And this guy is. This guy is, apparently. But I'm open to any offers. I have an email for those who are interested in marrying me. No, I'm kidding. Wouldn't life be that simple? I tell you what, Sue, I bet the crazy life that I have, I think women would be probably very afraid of me. And like, for reasons of people wanting to harm them. I'll be honest with you, as much as people laugh, it's the only reason why I haven't in the past couple of years had a full-time girlfriend, because they would be violently harassed, definitely, with what's going on in my life right now. A little crazy. Floyd, you're gonna make me bloody hungry. So I guess that's what I'm gonna have to make after, like whip up like 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, and a sesame seed bun. Or I could have I'll make a sandwich. We'll see. With bacon, probably. What is True North? I mean, for real, does it change now daily? Angel Party, thanks for asking that. Well, I'll tell you what. Just last night and the day before also, I often film the North Star, right? And the North Star doesn't move, and it doesn't move all night. And you film it, and the star is always in the same place. And I've been doing that for ever since I've been filming. It's just a funny thing when you're in that part of the sky, nothing seems to be moving, and then you're looking at the on the outskirts around the Milky Way. The Milky Way is sitting there like that, and then you see stars going like sort of around. It's hard to understand. The more I see in the sky, the harder it is for me to understand exactly how the sky is made. It's hard to understand how the planets and stars are rotating around what and why and what's holding them up, right? Magnetism. That's what's holding them up, they say. I think I could pick up those signals with my pineal gland rods and cones, or something more scientifically feasible. I think that's the testing that they're doing, which was a little bit scary. That could there be a manipulation on the spiritual side of a human? Are they trying to manipulate our soul? I'm going to go straight out and say it, which jumps over all the ideals and terms I wanted to talk about. But in reality, it comes down to that. I think going to manipulate the soul. What happens when the soul doesn't leave the body anymore? Does the soul even exist? I like all these theories. I have my own beliefs, but when somebody comes and says, Bruce, the soul doesn't exist because of that, I get excited because I like theories and I look into theories, and I don't make any decisions because there are too many theories. You make a decision, somebody comes by and destroys your belief system, right? As me, every day it's always being destroyed or changed. Some people come by and tell me something, and I go, "Ooh, that changes a lot of things." But Sansi, thanks for being here. Hello. Is Tracy here? Tracy Reed. Hello, Tracy Reed. They're just floating in water. It's all water. Yeah. Around Earth could be a water or gelatin or something that's around it. It's like we're in a womb. Maybe we're not even born yet. We're on a giant egg. We're living on an embryo or something like that. Kai Miller, hello. Hold the pickles, hold the lettuce. Shut up, sir. You do upset us. All we ask is that you let us have our way. Do you remember the commercial? Yes, Angel Party. I do. I do remember. The Wumbo Craft. Bruce, it's been a while tonight. Thanks a lot for stopping by, my friend. Glad to see you're doing well. Love from Ontario. Thanks, neighbors. I appreciate that. Thanks so much for taking the time to stop by the channel. Thanks a lot, my friends. Commander Keen is here. Huge thunderstorms here. That was us yesterday, my friend. A family member 20 minutes away didn't even get any storms whatsoever. And it poured here in the middle of the day for 2 hours, and it was bright sunny. And it just poured and hailed. It was bad. We all have a crazy time at some stage in our lives, Bruce. Yep, it's fun at the time. It's exactly like right now, this is a fun time to be alive for, I guess, humanity. But, wanting to do this to show people what's out there, it's not going to bring you revenue. Okay. It's not going to bring you very nice comments and support. In reality, it's a pretty, I always say it, and I always tell my family members when I talk to them about what I do, is that we get shit trophies. That's exactly what I get, but we still get the trophies. It's little plaques or trophies that we get that are filled with slime and grime, and that's what the success is, for being able to share a truth or something like that. I'm not here for success. I'm here to be heard, basically, right? Sound like a little boy. Just want to be heard. Just want to be loved. I want people to listen to me. I don't want people to agree with me, because it doesn't matter. We can debate about every subject. What do you want to say about lights roaming around on the moon? Nobody's talking about them. It's something there, whether it be alive or not. Some people say, Bruce, it's only drones. Could be. But still, it's cool. No matter what people want to label what I'm capturing, it still remains something rare, unknown, and cool that is not being talked about. A couple people tried to blow it off as being storms on the moon. They're not all storms, because storms don't travel from crater to crater like, exactly some of the ways that we're seeing them do so. Probably is some atmosphere that it's higher on the moon. Maybe there is an atmosphere where it rains and where there actually is thunder and lightning on the moon. I can't help but wonder. Everybody tells me, Bruce, why do all the craters look like they're the same depth? Very interesting, but I'm sure it's the clouds, the atmosphere. If there's a layer of atmosphere around the moon, everything's going to look like it's the same depth. But in reality, the craters, look them up. There's a lot of differences in the depth of some of the craters, and some of these craters are bloody deep, really, really deep. So it would be these frozen regions, absolutely no oxygen or air down there probably. But who knows if there's more atmosphere on the moon than they say there was. I, for one, actually believe. Tracy Reed, thank you. I was still looking for my friend Tracy Reed. Oh, there he is. How is it possible? Thanks, Tracy. How is it possible? How are you? How is it possible for the star not moving? It isn't. It isn't possible. And the only possibility would be that if Earth was tilted, right? That's the only other situation that I could understand. If you're looking at Pluto, looks the same as I always see it, and the stars all over the same thing, but the moons around Pluto are shifting and they're going all different directions. I haven't been filming for 20 years, but I have been filming for with the infrared 3 or 4 years, and I've never noticed the moons and the planets do that and shift the way they're doing. Venus last year started really flickering and flashing, and it looked a lot more than just refraction from the camera, obviously. But yeah, those are definitely interesting questions, because I'll be honest with you, it makes no sense. Laws of physics, I get it. Gravity, it's not going to happen. But why would we see some of them doing so? Would some of them be? It's literally like saying, "Wow, that's odd. One of those stars are going away up higher." It's like I don't know. I'd be really curious with a big ass telescope to see exactly what's going on. That would be interesting. This just went up here. We all have crazy time in the stage of our lives. Yes, darn right we do. Isn't that the truth? Mix Ma'am, welcome. Thanks for being here. Free Speech Warrior. Hi, Bruce Cizell. I don't get a notification. Sorry, I'm late. I'm the one that's sorry. Free Speech Warrior. So sorry about that. A lot of people aren't getting notifications. It sucks. Nothing I can do about it either. That's the scariest part. I'd try to do something and I would probably still wouldn't be able to do it. I'm happy I lasted an hour and a half, my friends. My voice was still hanging on. I'm not overdoing it. I will be back on in just how many hours? It's 2:30. In 5.5 hours, I'll be back on. We'll talk about some more cool stuff. I mean, we didn't even flourish upon what's going on in the solar system, the changes, what the sun's doing. The sun's probably very active. And hey, UFO research isn't going to end, and neither will the moon research. Just so happens that this week it's been raining all week. So I go outside between clearings to get the sun to be able to show it every day. And eventually the sun videos will die off, slow down here a little bit, and we'll continue daily on the member side to not to hide one side or the other. It's just that some of you were curious as to how the sun was each and every day, and every day seen here from Montreal. So I show what the sun looks like with the sunspots. I go outside every day. I've been doing it for a month and a half now. Every day I go outside when I can to be able to try to take a look at the sun. And I'm telling you, the sun is continually always in a flare up. There's solar flares, the new sunspot regions. They're big regions. I guess we'll see leading up to November if the sun's really going to shift or remain on a maximum. See, these are all things that even I didn't know. They say the sun's going to get active at 2025, and now I'm seeing people saying, well, it could be that the sun actually dies down. What's the truth? So I think it's better analyzing the sun every day, even though they say it's going to be quiet. Well, if they say it's going to be quiet, I'm seeing big ass solar flares. Maybe it's not going to be quiet, or maybe I'm wrong, but I just like sharing them. Absolutely. Frequency, you said it, King Wah. Yeah, definitely a frequency. Frequency could also take us out, right? A certain frequency could take us out. Las Niñas I love your program. Thank you. I hope I pronounced that right, my friend, the channel. Thank you very, very much for being here. You're more than welcome. Thanks for taking the time to come to the live stream too. Las Ninas. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Ninas. Don't be shy to correct me. Forgive my English head. Why? I'll go into YouTube. I just go straight to see if there's any videos. I don't rely on the notifications. Aaron Lexi, I thank you very much for doing that, because you'd probably be disappointed if you were depending only on the notifications. A lot of people aren't getting them. Absolutely. Rob Ewing, thanks, man. Thanks for letting me know that, bro. And I'm sorry about that, man. A lot of people aren't getting the notifications. And you know what else? A lot of people that get the videos suggested to them have telephones. I don't reach a lot of people on computers, and you could all check your own channels by looking at analytics. You will see where Google recommends your channel, and I've never been recommended one. I was recommended once a couple of months ago. Remember what happened? I got a video that went up to about 86,000 views, which, by the way, in only 48 hours, which it stopped at 86,000 views. Never got any more views. Channels being held back. Went viral. I think I got 5,000 subs in like 2 days. And then everything went quiet and dead again. Why is it, Bruce, that every time why is it, Bruce, that every time you buy a new telescope, Celeste on Nextcar 102, it's raining for days? Crimson Drums. Exactly. When I bought my telescope, I was 3 or 4 months. If I'm not mistaken, I'll never forget it. It's November, December, or January, either the beginning of the year, at the end of the last year, when I got the telescope, already a couple years now. There was no way of me testing the telescope outside on the moon for 3 or 4 months. There was no way for me seeing it at all. Oh, the voice is going. I'm going to have to get off because I'm going to wind up without a voice again this afternoon. But it's true. I don't know why, Crimson Drums, that when I got the telescope, look at Christopher Rollins. Listen, been months. Everybody, I'm getting a 14-inch telescope. I'm getting a telescope. I'm going to be getting the moon. I'm going to be getting what's wrong, Chris? The weather. And that's how it is. It's not every day or every moon phase that you could film the moon phase. Sometimes you go many months without filming it. But I got 180 hours of the moon, guys, of all sizes, all the way from tiny to full. There's still some UFOs going around, some footage I probably didn't even see yet. Anuki, we are all Adam in our very personal garden. You're absolutely right. Eden is the present. Not everyone has a soul. Oh, I would agree with that, Anuki. I would agree with that one. Makes sense, theoretically. Bailey Jerome, thank you. Bailey Jerome, merci. J'adorais ton travail, bravo à toi. Merci vraiment bien gros, mon ami. J'ai aussi une chaîne française. En tout cas, si jamais tu ne sais pas, mais sûrement que tu sais, OVNI Québec Astronomie, OVNI Podes. Je fais un en direct aussi demain, samedi, puis ça va être un bon long en direct parce que j'ai manqué à cause que mon problème de voix samedi passé. Fait que thanks a lot, you guys. Pliny the Elder, looking good, Bruce. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for supporting the channel, you guys. And yeah, exactly, Floyd. Thanks, everyone. I love you guys and gals for the support you give the channel. And there's just no way I'll ever be able to thank you all enough. So I'm going to try to keep those videos, keep them coming. And so what I have to do right now is I have a shitload, excuse the expression, of infrared footage from last night that I have to check to see what I caught. I was outside for the longest time. Really humid outside this week because, again, I have no idea why. This week there, the weather was absolutely bizarre and intense. There's no way of explaining it. The changes that occur. Big storm, rainstorm and thunderstorm with beautiful, massive, puffy, white mashed potato clouds, no darkness at all. So here I started noticing, where the hell is the rain coming from? I'm not kidding you guys. Night, King Wah, thanks, man. I'm not kidding you guys. It was just raining everywhere. Rain comes from clouds, duh. So I'm looking up, looking for a dark cloud that the rain's coming down from, and there wasn't. Just this beautiful sun. And yeah, no, there was no rainbow after 3 rainstorms in the middle of the day, which I was like, what the hell? Where's the rainbow? You know, rainbow was probably gone to a protest somewhere. I'm not going to get into that, but Rob Johnson, Bruce, I noticed weird things with the sun 2 days ago. When it rose, it was to the right in my street. Yep, changed places, brother. And yeah, the next day it rose to the left on my street. Very odd. Yes, and at the same time, if you look at what I filmed, I did a comparison in the last. Oh, maybe I didn't show you guys. It could have been the members video. I promise to get it up next video for you all, okay? And if I didn't already do it, I'm lost in the videos, guys. I'm making so many. I don't know where I am anymore. But I posted a video somewhere with 3 days, the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th of September, and how the sun is rotating. So the Carrington rotation can be seen only because the sunspots are on the sun. So the sunspots, you see there was 4 of them that were placed like this, and then the next day they're like that, then the next day they're like that, and then they're even rolled back. So the sun's actually rolling, pivoting back. But isn't that what the moon does too? You know, when we look at the moon and we see that edge or rotation, and either way, very interesting. I think they do it on purpose, Crimson Drums. Maybe when somebody buys a telescope, they go, all right, send rain for 3 months in Quebec till we move the satellites over. And we're laughing. It could be real. I get my notice right after I click the vids. Kay Miller, I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, it's so stupid that that's happening to everyone. It's like more and more it's happening to you all. I'm really sorry about that. I can't thank you all enough for taking the time to come by the channel, supporting the channel. A great big thank you to you all. I will get off to save the voice if I want to be back on at 8 o'clock for you all. Thanks for the ongoing support, contributions. If you're here, you're contributing to the channel, my friends. Floyd, Crimson Drums, Dennis the Menace, everyone here, Darla, right down to Jerome Bailey. Listen, I get a lot of support from you all around this world, and I'll never be able to thank you all enough. So I'm going to get on the next video up for you all, and it could be only on after the next live stream, but I'll see you all this evening. Bring your popcorn, bring in anything you have to. Maybe not the popcorn, because we often say silly things and we wouldn't want you choking. So hope to connect with you all around 8 o'clock. Take care, my friends, and I'll talk to you all really, really soon. Thanks again for the ongoing support. Hackers are rolling down these channels, my channel, mine in particularly. So if you do like a video, just notice the next day when you come back, just for the fun of it, without having to play the video you watched the day before. Go back and just let me know if your thumb was taken off, because it's happening to a lot of people. And again, tomorrow, September 11th, I will be posting some videos either way. But of course, I'll be thinking about my American friends and about that important day and what happened on September 11th, which we will never ever forget that moment. And just sending out love to everyone in America that had to go through that, or other countries that witnessed it, because I'm Canadian, and it was a moving, emotional thing. So on a positive note, I'll talk to you all around 8 o'clock. I love you all, my friends. See you soon.